Namo Buddhaya, Namo Amitabha. Hello everyone. So today we continue our series on the 10 great practices and vows of Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, and we're up to the 5th vow, to rejoice in others' merit. Okay, so first let's look at the sutra. Moreover, good man, to rejoice in others' merit is explained like this. The Buddhas, Tathagatas, throughout the Dharma realm and the realm of empty space are as numerous as the 5 motes of dust in all Buddha lands in the 10 directions and 3 periods of time. From the time they first generate bodhicitta for the sake of omniscience, they diligently cultivate the accumulation of blessings without regard for their bodies and lives. Doing this throughout kappas as numerous as 5 motes of dust in ineffable numbers of Buddha lands. In each kappa, they give up their heads, eyes, hands, and feet, as many as the 5 motes of dust in ineffable numbers of Buddha lands. They cultivate all difficult practices and ascetic practices like this, and perfect the various gates of the paramitas. They realize various bodhisattva grounds of wisdom and accomplish the unsurpassed bodhi of all Buddhas. Upon their parinirvana, their sharira are divided and distributed. I completely rejoice in all their good roots. I completely rejoice in the merit of every kind of being in the 6 paths and the 4 births in all worlds in the 10 directions. I rejoice in all of their merit, even if it is as small as a mote of dust. I also completely rejoice in all the merit of all sound hearers and practical Buddhas and learners and non-learners in the 10 directions and 3 periods of time. I completely rejoice in the vast and great merit of all bodhisattvas who, aspiring for the realization of unsurpassed perfect bodhi, cultivate immeasurable difficult practices and ascetic practices. In this way, even if the realm of empty space ends, the realms of living beings end, the karma of living beings ends, and the afflictions of living beings end, my rejoicing will never end. It continues thought after thought without interruption in the karma of body, speech, and mind. There is no weariness. So what is merit? So merit has a simple definition. It's anything that can activate our virtues, anything that can bring out the goodness within us, anything that allows our inherent purity to shine forth. So to rejoice in others' merit means that we see the good in others, we praise others, we encourage others, we help others to perfect their virtues. Whenever we see others cultivating good deeds or enjoying blessings, we simply rejoice in their merit. Like the Sutra said, even if it is the tiniest good deed, as small as a mote of dust. So why it's good to rejoice in others' merit? It helps us to broaden our mind, broaden our heart, makes our mind, heart open, align our path to Buddhahood. Also, it helps uproot jealousy. While it's easy to rejoice in the merit of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and enlightened beings, the challenge lies in rejoicing in the merit of people in our daily life, particularly the people around us. Sometimes we may be jealous of others if we see others are better than us, but instead of being jealous, which is a mental defilement, we should try to transform our jealousy into rejoicing. Some examples. If we see others are wealthier than us, we rejoice in their merit. It must be in the past they have cultivated generosity, so currently they are enjoying their blessings. If we see others have better appearance than us, good appearance, we also rejoice in their merit. In the past, they must have cultivated patience and kindness. If we see others have higher social status than us, we also rejoice in their merit. In the past, they have respected the 3 jewels. They are being respectful to others. So now in this life, people respect them. So even if people's behaviors and characters are not perfect, we can still rejoice in the blessings they currently have. If we see people cultivate better than us, they therefore more diligent than us, we also rejoice in their merit. There will always be people who are better than us in our daily life. So it's important to rejoice in others' merit instead of being jealous. I really try to see the good in others, to praise others, to encourage others. This also in turn helps activate our own merit. Rejoicing itself is also a merit and virtue, so it also helps to activate our inner virtue. A heart that rejoices is a heart that is free from jealousy. I also like to point out a passage in the Sutra where it talks about how the Buddha's Tathagatas first generated bodhicitta for the sake of realizing Buddhahood, and they diligently cultivate accumulation of blessings without regard to their bodies and lives. They gave up everything, including their heads, their hands, their feet, just anything. The Buddha's practices are really inconceivable. They will do anything in order to realize Buddhahood. And also, it's important, the Sutra says, they diligently cultivate accumulation of blessings. Two things we must cultivate when we practice Buddhism is wisdom and blessings. Without blessings, we also cannot really cultivate the Dharma. So to accumulate blessings is extremely important. And remember, in the 6 parameters, the first is giving. I always learn to give. So this can help us to overcome our greed. And in the 10 great practices and vows, we talk about to extensively cultivate making offerings. This can also, again, increase our blessings to help us expand our mind, expand our heart. If you are someone who is on the Bodhisattva's path, you really need to learn to practice how to give, how to extensively cultivate making offerings. This aligns with the Buddha's mind. Really, we need to accumulate a lot of merit in order to realize Buddhahood. And so, of course, we should rejoice in the Buddha's Tathagata's merit and virtues, because their practices are just so inconceivable. When we read the sutras, we should be really touched by what the Buddhas could do in order to realize perfect enlightenment. And so are the Bodhisattva's practices, the practices of the Arahants, of all these enlightened beings. We should all rejoice. Not only we should rejoice in the merit of all these enlightened beings, we should also rejoice in the merit of the people in our daily life. I really try to see the good in others, to praise others, to rejoice in others' merit. And this itself is also a merit. It can also help us to activate our merit and virtue, to expand our heart, to align ourselves on the path of Buddhahood. A mind of rejoicing, it's also like the Buddha's mind, the Buddha's heart. To see even the slightest goodness in others and to rejoice, this itself is also a profound practice. You will also generate immense merit by doing so. So there are 3 grades of rejoicing. The upper grade is that when you see others performing good, then you immediately learn from them. The middle grade is when you see others doing good, and you try your best to learn from them, although not perfect. The lower grade is when you see others doing good. Maybe you don't have the capacity or ability to learn from them, but from your heart, you are not jealous. Instead, you are rejoicing in their merit. All these practices can help us generate immense merit. So really, in our daily life, try to rejoice in others' merit, to constantly rejoice in others' merit, to constantly see the good in others. This will also, in turn, activate our own merit and virtue. Okay, so I rejoice in your merit in learning and listening to the Dharma. Namo Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amituofo.